What to do with cloudy running back by committee situations. In fantasy football, running back committees can be difficult situations to navigate. There are situations that are often cloudy, leaving us in the fantasy world unsure of who to draft. Not to mention, there's a lot of coach speak that muddies the waters even more. So, how should you go about dealing with running back by committees in your fantasy drafts? By following two of the core principles of fantasy football: reducing risk and looking for value. This basically means that we want to invest the least amount of draft capital possible in situations that we're unsure of. A perfect example of this is the 49ers running back situation each of the past two seasons. In 2018, the first Niners RB going off the board in fantasy football drafts was Jerick McKinnon in the second and third rounds before his devastating ACL tear. The running back you wanted in this backfield was sleeper Matt Breida, being selected in the 11th round and later in fantasy drafts. In 2019, the first Niners RB going off the board in drafts was Tevin Coleman in the 5th round of fantasy drafts. The actual running back to have in this backfield was Raheem Mostert, and he went undrafted in nearly all of 2019 fantasy drafts. Now, in 2020, Raheem Mostert is being taken in the 5th round of drafts, and guess what? If you end up with Mostert on your fantasy team, you did something wrong. He's not worth the 5th round draft price. There's no guarantee he gets the majority of the workload, or the Niners even run the ball as effectively as they did last season. Coleman is currently going at the end of the 9th round, and McKinnon is going undrafted. If you do want to be a part of this backfield, which you probably don't really want to because Coleman and Mostert will likely eat into each other's upside, pick one of the RBs that's going later than Mostert. In summary, invest as little fantasy draft capital as possible in these confusing running back by committee situations. If you choose to draft a running back in a cloudy committee situation, pick the RB that's going late in drafts. In doing so, you're reducing your risk of wasting an early to mid-round pick on a guy who might not even get the bulk of the workload and can potentially hit on a late round flyer that will result in you getting major value. Get that value.